Hi there, my name is Toby, and on this video I hope to explain to you my approach to training, and I call this structural bodybuilding. You see, I'm not so much working directly on the muscles to build them, I'm working on the whole body structure in one go. You see, I'm working on something you could call whole body power, and this is very useful in martial arts, but I use this for everything, all sorts of functional movements, any type of thing you've got to do. If you can work out how to use whole body power, it's far more efficient. That means you'll be stronger, you'll have greater mobility, and it will take less and less effort. It will be easier to do. That's the whole point of efficiency. Now you can see me here doing pull downs, and what I've got here is a neutral spine. I've got a slight backwards arch in the spine, but I'm holding the hips and the shoulders in the correct position. I've locked them in place. The shoulders are up and back a little bit, and even the hips are projected back a little bit, open at the front, but they're also open at the back. There's a stretch in the hip joint. Then I've got my belly pulled in tight, the obliques are also tight, and I'm using that pull in of the belly to help the arms go down. And I'm also using the scapula. I'm activating the whole scapula as well as the back muscles. So I'm actually activating all of the muscles and tendons in the body together in a sort of isometric tension, holding the structure together. And once I've got the structure just right, the key is in the alignment of the structure. I have to keep making minute adjustments and feelings of the structure, and when you get the structure just right, you will feel the force transmit through the whole body easily. The whole point is to make this thing easier and easier and easier. Now you can see me doing one arm at a time, and you can see this is directly martial arts. This could be a punch or a finger strike, a snake strike, but I'm using the movement of the whole body structure together. It's not just the arm. As the arm comes back, I'm also letting the shoulder go back, then the spine goes back, then the hips go back, and then my whole body weight goes back a little bit. And then I start to drive the body weight forward. That creates a twist through the spine. Then I've got to hold the belly in, use the obliques to create power through the spine. Then, using the shoulder and the activation of the scapula, I lock the shoulder, and only then I extend the elbow and the wrist. So I feel that the force transmits from the back foot all the way through the back leg, the back hip, through a twist in the spine, through the rib cage, and then only then extend through the elbow and the wrist. So it's not only I'm doing a movement, I'm trying to do the movement with the tendons and the ligaments. It feels like I'm stretching. Although I'm doing here a bodybuilding movement with a resistance, a machine, I'm feeling like I'm stretching through the body. It feels like a pleasant stretch. And herein lies the efficiency. Not only should this be effortless, it should feel good. It feels pleasant to do. And if you can achieve this, your whole attitude to training changes, because now you're looking for the feel-good feeling. It's not about working hard, it's about feeling good. And not only feeling good, you're feeling a transmission of power through your body. So you feel that builds your confidence, that builds your energy. It builds your power itself. Now here again, the same thing in a horse riding stance. So now I'm trying to hold a vertical spine, so it's quite difficult to hold a vertical spine but create a forward push. So you can see I've got a very slight lever forward, but I'm trying to be as vertical as possible so that if the machine were to slip away, I would not fall forward. I should be in a position that I'm holding myself locked there under isometric tension, and it doesn't matter which way I go. If I let go suddenly, I'll still stand up. I won't fall forward. So this requires a lot of tension in the belly, a control in the spine and the rib cage. The rib cage is also working. I'm also synchronizing the breath. So I'm inhaling and exhaling into the rib cage and using that expansion and contraction of the rib cage to create more power through the structure. And I'm using the hips. I've got a tension in the glutes. I'm driving the pelvis forward, but I've still got a slight backward tilt in the pelvis. I don't want to tuck the pelvis under. I want to keep a slight backwards arch in the spine to hold the spine in its most neutral position, its most natural position. Then I can create a slight twist through the spine using the obliques and the TA muscle, pulling the navel inwards. Now you can see me isolating it slower and slower, even down to the wrist. See, the wrist is flexed back, and then I stretch the wrist forward. Again, it's all about feeling a stretch through the body, feeling the alignment. And you've got to keep making minute adjustments. You can see me here leaning a little bit too far forward, but I'm sort of aware of it. I know if I were to let go suddenly, I might fall forward in this position. But I'm feeling the stretch all the way down to it's actually the ball of the feet. I'm not going to the heel. I've got a stretch even in the ankle. And if you look at my series, the 9 Principles of Body Efficiency, you can see me talking about how I build this structure up to do these movements. So I only do these movements, this bodybuilding, once I understand the structure and I can control my body structure. And once I can control my body structure through this isometric tension, or what I call structural isometrics, then I can do bodybuilding. I can use resistance machines to build up the strength of my tendons and ligaments. It's not even the muscles so much. So you see, I'm not a big guy, I'm quite small. I'm not building up muscular strength, but I'm building up tendon strength. My elbows are strong, the tendons and the scapula of my shoulders are strong, my wrist is strong, the hip joint is strong. Now you can see me doing exactly the same thing I was doing with the machine. I'm pushing forward, but I'm increasing the speed a little bit. So I'm actually pushing into the bag. You can see I'm not letting the bag fall down. I've got to punch quite fast, quite hard, to make sure the bag does not swing back at all. Remember, I am searching for efficiency. I'm trying to get a hard, powerful punch with no effort. So I'm not doing full force, I'm trying to create effortless force. And the irony is, you need to put some effort into holding up your structure with a slight isometric tension. So there's a bit of effort to do. But once you get that right, the actual punch is relatively effortless. And the better your alignment, the better your structure, the more effortless you can be, the more relaxed you can become. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and do check out my series, the 9 Principles of Body Efficiency Training, and I look forward to seeing you in any of these other videos here.